It means two things. Beauty is the exterior and things that we choose to see because it's so easy to criticize in our head because everyone has that voice in our head, right? We can be smiling on the outside, but in the inside, we sometimes feel ugly, right? And beauty is what you feel in your heart.
Welcome to the Beauty Talk podcast, where we feature how the best medical practitioners help their patients to look better, younger, and healthier. Now, enjoy the show, and here's your host.
Daniel Gao here. I'm the host of Beauty Talk. We feature the top medical practitioners in health and beauty, both inside and out. I have Michelle Dom, a Vietnamese immigrant living the American dream and grateful for the journey that brought her here. Growing up with cystic acne shaped her confidence and ultimately inspired her to create Imani vegan cosmetics for people with sensitive and hormonal skin. Over the years, Imani was never about chasing trends. It was about creating beauty that truly works with skin without 10 steps or loaded with junk ingredients. So Michelle, welcome and glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Daniel. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so I kind of mentioned a little bit in your introduction, but let's start from the very beginning. Like, what got you interested in, I guess I'll call it the beauty field?
Yeah. I grew up in the 80s, right? Right now, I can tell you I'm 56. I'm a grandma of three kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in the 80s and had cystic acne. And so I spent a lot of time at the dermatologist. And so from 15 to about 28, I was just kind of like managing. It was deep frustration, but there were very little information about acne and what products were right for my skin. And one day I met an esthetician that literally changed my life. And she taught me about comedogenic ingredients. I went in, and so the story goes is that I'm in fashion, right? So imagine you can wear the best outfits and your hair looks amazing, but if your skin, I hate to use the word jacked up because I had really bad acne. I was feeling so ugly. I feel like I was like the ugly duckling, and I was so insecure about myself. So I was packing on makeup. So I went to a salon in Huntington Beach, and her name was Sharon. She stand behind the counter, and she's like, "You know what? I see that you have acne, and I can help you." And I was telling her, I'm like, "Oh no, no, no! I've been to so many dermatologists. I've been on pills. I've been on topicals. I've been on Accutane. It's just really messed up my skin. Like I feel really hopeless."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "I'm going to help you." And she was so confident that I'm like, "Okay, you know what? I'm going to come to you and I'm going to get this acne facial. And Daniel, I don't know if you ever had an acne facial. It's definitely not relaxing. At some point, I actually had to tap out because she was using a lancet to poke my skin to squeeze it out. I had to tap out like in between because I was literally crying on the facial table.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, she zapped me, which is, supposed to kill all the bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
However, my skin looked really amazing for 3 weeks, 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then it breaks out again.
Mm-hmm.
So by the third or the fourth month, I went to her, and this is 1997. I went to her and I said, "Listen, all right, so you kind of made a believer out of me, but I am not getting consistent results. Like, why is that?" And she's like, "I don't know what you're putting on your skin when you leave here." And I'm like, "That's a really great question and very valid." And I said, "But can you tell me what I can put on my skin?" And she said, "Absolutely." And I was really blown away because I've never heard of someone can actually tell me what I can put on my skin back in 97. So my skin won't break out. I mean, there were hypoallergenic, there were all these different things. And I literally brought her 15 products, right? It's like what an average woman uses these days, including conditioner, because conditioner, I was like, my forehead was breaking out. So when I'm using hair conditioner, I feel like it's on my forehead, my back was breaking out. So these things were really important to me. I brought into her and she pulled out this list. And I'm like, "Oh, what is that?" She said, "Oh, wow, these are the ingredients that you don't want in your cosmetics." And guess what? We found so many of them that were comedones, right?
Mhm.
Comedones are ingredients that clog your pores. They're ranked from 0 to 5, 5 being the highest. Anything over a 3 in a high concentration will break you out, like especially when you have sensitive skin. And that's how my journey started.
Mm. Wow. So that's basically what led you to create Imani. Now, who really benefits the most from your product? Is it people that is suffering from acne, or are they just trying to find kind of healthier and safer ingredients in their skincare? Like, who really benefits the most?
If you have sensitive skin, right? So what does it mean sensitive skin? Because like even men as well, it's like when you feel like when you wash your face and your skin feels really tight and your skin kind of itchy a little bit and you have a little redness and you just kind of manage it, right? Men
Mhm.
or women. And then also if you break out easily, right? And you have a lot of inflammation. We have a lot of clients that deals with rosacea. We have a lot of clients that have lupus that are very careful about what they're using on their skin. But there are clients that are with normal skin that are looking for a cleaner type of product, but also perform at the same time. Because we're not about just being natural. We are really nerds, passionate about ingredients, about the delivery system, about how it's made, and how can we make it more sustainable. And I'm not about like using 10 different products. I don't have time for that. And I think most, busy lifestyle, you can do even 5 products. That's a lot for like skincare. So I'm thinking about just a cleanser, a toner, and a moisturizer, maybe a serum. And then at night, I pack on some eye cream and then, sleep. Nothing beats sleep and hydration.
Okay. And when it comes to looking at your products, the words skincare infused makeup is
Yeah.
on your site. What does that
Yeah.
mean in practical terms?
Tactical term. So, meaning the Youth Defense Foundation starts its life as a moisturizer, if you can believe it or not. Then we add in minerals like titanium dioxide, iron oxide. Titanium dioxide and zinc oxide are kind of like that ingredients that's used in mineral sunscreen, right? It's kind of like white casting. But
Mhm.
then we add in iron oxide, which are colors, right? So sometimes they're red, brown, yellow, and things like that. And we use a blend of those mica and iron oxides to create the color. So think about like a moisturizer that kind of matches your skin tone, that even out your skin tone. And then we add in like hyaluronic acid and all these beautiful ingredients.
Mhm.
So your skin doesn't react, but then it makes your skin look great at the same time.
Okay, got it. And when it comes to actual skincare, like you can talk a little about your journey and what led you to create Amani, but what are some of those most common mistakes you see people make when it comes to skincare?
I think not understanding your skin and your biology, like your skin biology and where you're at, because like I love TikTok, but I feel like not every product would work for everybody.
Mm.
And I think sometimes some of the trendier stuff not works great for everybody. I have a male friend, right, who has like a lot of inflammation and he has a lot of redness in his skin. And one day I saw him and his skin was just getting worse and worse. And I'm like, what is going on with your skin? And he said, well, I've been using like this charcoal scrub and beet tallow because I heard it was really great. And I'm going, my goodness. I'm like, listen, when your skin is inflamed and you're using a charcoal cleanser scrub, you're going to cause a lot more friction and you're going to cause your skin to be more inflamed, especially if you're using it twice a day.
Mm.
So that could be great for somebody, but not specifically great for you, right? And then the beef tallow, for people with sensitive skin, it can actually clog your pores. So for the really die-hard people that really want like that's going natural and that want to do the beef tallow, but like for me, I wouldn't be able to put that on my skin because I kind of like the cleaner products, but doesn't essentially beef tallow is like beef fat, right? And so for us, it's like thinking about, what your skin is like, and every formula is made and tested for sensitivity, also for breakout. And we look at all the comedones. So we look at every single ingredients we put in a product. it has to come with like not just an MSDS, but like certificate of analysis and all of these different testings that we do because we really care because my mom uses this, my sisters uses this, and my daughter, and I think about like who uses our product.
Okay. And so I guess if people just need to be aware of or being careful of what they see on TikTok and oh, there's this cool thing that works for me, so you should do it for
Yes.
yourself. People just have to be aware that hey, in every situation, everyone's unique and they have different circumstances. Different products may react differently with their skin or in their situation then.
Yeah, like absolutely. Learn about your skin. And if you have something specific, like I love ChatGPT. If you have like redness in your skin, like what ingredients are really good. Also like debunking some of the marketing. You know, there's greenwashing, what you've heard, where it's like it's natural, but it's really not natural, right? Or if they're saying they have vitamin C in it, but not enough vitamin C to actually help to change the way that your skin looks and feel. So I develop what we call the 3P in skincare. One is potency, right? That's the first P. It's like how many percentages of the active ingredients is in the product. So if you're using or you're looking to buy something, just ask what is the percentage? Because that's about ingredients transparency. It's like what percentages are you putting in the products? Now, let's just say vitamin C, for instance, is a great thing. Sometimes more is not better. Like 9 or 10% vitamin C would be really great for your skin. But if you put in like 15, 20% vitamin C for people with sensitive skin, it's definitely going to have a reaction, right?
Mm.
So kind of have to understand what ingredients, what is the percentage. The second thing is we talk about penetration. Penetration is our skin have like a really beautiful defense system that doesn't allow bacteria and everything else to get into our skin, right? So how are we going to get those ingredients and the nutrients into the skin? And so this is where the science come in. When we were developing like natural skincare, you can put stuff on, but you know what? When you're over 35, 45, and 55, um, I'm not looking for just moisturizing, right? I'm like looking for brightening. I'm looking for smoothness. I'm looking for that glow. And it's not going to happen with natural skincare because I didn't take care of my skin. So I do have some sun damage. I have some melasma and things like that. And, being, with a little pigment in my color, being Asian or if you're African American and things like that, hyperpigmentation is real. And so when we were developing that, we went to Korea and we spoke to a lot of the labs and we wanted to understand the science and the technology, right? K-beauty is huge. Everyone knows that. The only issue that I have with K-beauty is that some of them has a lot of like petrochemicals in it, uh, really harsh chemicals and a lot of fragrances. Now, if you think about fragrances, is that it has like over 26 allergens. We don't even know what we're actually putting on. It smells beautiful, but once it goes onto your skin, you can have a reaction. So it depends on like how many ingredients are you putting in it. And so when we were trying to make a clean skincare, right, that is easy without parabens, without petrochemicals, and without all these junk ingredients, it was very difficult because the language barrier to speak to these chemists on a level of clean products, it was challenging. But we found a lab that owns like 13 different patents. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so curious. Tell me about your patents. And these 13 patents, basically, it's small molecules, right? It takes like natural ingredients and through the process of extreme heat and freezing and extraction, we can bring uh, normal molecules like 200 parts per million, we can break it down to 2,000 parts per million. What does that mean? It's more bioavailable, it absorbs in your skin better. So if you pick like one of our product, like one of our serums, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. And then we talk about the concentrations and everything else. And the third P is like, has it really been proven? Right. So we test with dermatologists. We also have a great panel. And then we also love our customers. So it's like, hey, if you love it, send it in. Has it proven to work for your skin type? And tell us about your skin type.
Okay. Now, when it comes to the science part, you mentioned the smaller molecules better for bioavailability. So my understanding of bioavailability is basically how much is really getting into your skin, getting into your body. So let's just say you have 100 units of something. If the bioavailability is not very good, maybe even though there's 100, you may only get 10. But if
Yes,
the bioavailability is really good, maybe you only have 50 units, but maybe 40 of them actually get in. So even though there's less overall, the bioavailability basically means you're getting more into your body. Is that kind of the way to understand
that
bioavailability?
yes, that is absolutely correct. Because if the molecules are too big, it doesn't really absorb and it doesn't deliver the nutrients where your skin is absolutely needed. So I think it's like there's just a little bit of education. So when you're looking to buy a new skincare, and sometimes some of the skincare is like 150, 100, like 200 or $300, which is a little bit insane to me. The three question is like, okay, what is the percentage of the active ingredients, right? And how is it going to get underneath my skin, right? How is it going to really work? And does it work for my skin type? And then, have it proven. Have you had any clinical testing yet, like before and after? I love before and after. And I know a lot of brands are doing that. So I think that is amazing.
Okay. And I believe that you also have fermentation technology that's also included. What is that like? Why fermentation?
Why fermentation? So fermentation, and that's one of the secrets to the K beauty, right? So let's just say our Sleep and Renew has over 85%, which is probiotics. And it actually comes from lactobacillus from kimchi, right? So we use that type of probiotics, and we're using extreme heat to break everything down, and then we use extreme cold and then what that does is that the nutrients, right, locks in, and then we use warm temperature and we extract it. So think about the probiotics that is in the Sleep and Renew because I love the Sleep and Renew. When we sleep, our body generally really regenerate, right? So it's really great to have good sleep, good hydration, good nutrition. But when you sleep, I think about it, and the Sleep and Renew is pretty much is 85% lactobacillus that is really locked in. And then we put in papaya, we put in niacinamide, and then we put in apple. What that does is that it helps your skin cell turnover, it helps to shrink your pores and everything else. Um, and so you don't have to use a lot. You just use a little bit, and you can actually put it's safe to go over your eyelids. I use it on my neck. I also use it on the back of my hand, especially before bed.
Okay. Okay. Good to know on the science side of it. Now, when it comes to skincare, like I know there's a lot of misconceptions, a lot of myths out there about skincare. If you could wave a magic wand and correct like a common misconception or a common myth out there, what would that one misconception or myth be that you'd really want to get corrected?
I think like my biggest thing right now is like I love the retin-A, right? I love retin-A because it does really bring results really fast, right? But I feel like there's also lack of education about, the after effects and long usage of retin-A because it does thin out your skin. It does turn your skin cells over and things like that. But it also compromises your microbiome layers. And, when we're talking about like the microbiome and we're like, okay, what does that really mean? The microbiomes are the healthy bacteria. I call them like the bodyguards of your skin. And so when your microbiome is like compromised, and that's when you're going to see a lot of like redness. Your skin will get easily irritated. It's a little bit thin. You are prone to, if you don't wear proper sunscreen, you're going to get sunburn easily. You're going to get hyperpigmentation, right? So people are selling retin-A and even the information is within where you said you have to really wear sunscreen and all of that. Sometimes it gets missed by the consumer or they use too much of it and then they're getting skin irritation.
Okay, so for then with retin-A, is it something that they should kind of cycle it? So kind of use it, then don't use it so you can help your microbiome recover,
Yeah.
or you only using it in very specific situations, kind of when you absolutely need it, otherwise you don't take it at all. Like what would be the recommendation on how to properly use retin-A?
I think properly used retin-A is like has to be coming from like a skin specialist,
Hmm.
right? I think like this is why estheticians, I think, should be your best friend, and especially an esthetician who is extremely passionate and knowledgeable about skin can educate you about like what it is. And I think even if you don't have the money to go in monthly, you can go in once a quarter, right? To get a facial, to really understand your skin health, to see some of the damages. And this is also kind of like monitoring for like sun damage. Because when we're a little bit younger in your 20s and 30s, we don't think about the sun damage because we
Mhm.
love to get that beautiful glowing tan. So I think like for the retin-A paired with like an expert that can help and guide you in kind of like monitoring your skin, that is a great combination for skin health.
Okay. Now, when it comes to your products that you sell through Amani, what product, I guess, work best in which situations? Like, is it more just kind of like everything, all your products will kind of solve most situations? It's just a difference of level or skin type, or do you have kind of specific products for specific situations?
I love that question, by the way, because I think a lot about like who is this product is made for. First, we need a good cleanser, right? So I love the Soft Cloud cleanser. I work with a lot of estheticians. So the Soft Cloud is a foam cleanser, SLS free, plant-based, and then it has fermented sake in it, which is like a rice. And so when our esthetician uses it, steam mixed with it is a very luxurious, it's a great to massage and it feels great on the skin. So like a good cleansing is so therapeutic. And if somebody is wearing really a lot of like SPF that has a lot of silicones in it, you actually don't have to do a double wash with another product, but you can just do a washing it twice. Like cleans twice and it's going to help to take out everything. Then we have what we call the perfect 10, which is a 3-in-1. It's a serum, primer, and a moisturizer, which you can use day or night. It has like 10 different extracts. This is really great for people who has normal to dry skin. And then also inflammation, redness, and acne, right? I think those things are really great. And then we have the Miracle. The Miracle is for it's with ginseng and it's like a gel-like. So it's really great for people with oily skin, like large pores, combination skin. And then the probiotics, which is the Sleep and Renew, which is made of probiotics. And what I was just telling you earlier is help to your skin to turn over skin cell. It also helps with the smoothness and texture. And then we have something called Halo Vegan Collagen, which has galactomyces, which is like a yeast, and that's going to give your skin that glossy, bright. So it depends on like what you think your skin need. You can either layer them, or you can just grab something that your skin is actually thirsting for.
Got it. Okay. Now, kind of as a general advice, like what do people need to look for when it comes to skincare products? Like, are there certain ingredients, like certain types that they should or should not have in their routine or in their, I guess I'll call it arsenal of skincare?
Yeah, it's um yeah, that's a really difficult answer because there's really no one generic answer that I can say because everybody's skin is different. And then also it's seasons of life. If someone who is 18 that's breaking out versus someone like myself that is like postmenopause, right? Your skin really needs different things. But the one thing that I would say though, sleep and hydration, nothing beats sleep, hydration, and good food, right? Like real organic, less processed. Like it's beauty really starts from within, and also from your gut biome as well, because everything is kind of generate from that. And then secondly, when you're looking and shopping for beauty, like I said, anyways, it depends on what you're looking to do, right? It's having starting with an objective and then kind of work backwards. Like if you have acne, then work backwards. If you have sunspot, say, okay, what ingredients would be really great for sunspot? If you are an expecting mom and you have like hormonal acne, or if you just have hormonal acne because it's just that time of the month, you're going to need different things. So it's hard to say one thing, but paraben free is the way to go. Avoid mineral oils, avoid petrochemicals, like avoid things with fragrances. Those are like my top four things that and of course any kind of like bleaching ingredients is going to make a huge difference.
Okay. Now, I think that you brought up a good point when it comes to food, sleep, hydration, because I think most people don't think about that. It's like skincare, it's like what I put on my skin, it's the products, it's all that. But just what you eat, even hydration, I think is an important thing to bring up. People don't think about that, like drinking enough water.
Yeah,
And as you mentioned, it starts from the inside out. I think a
yeah,
lot of people kind of miss that. They just think that about, okay, what products can I buy to
yeah.
make my skin look good? So,
I love the American culture. It's like, okay, I have a problem. How do we fix it? And how do we fix it fast?
yeah.
Right?
Mm,
And then people say, "Oh yeah, I definitely drink water." And people joke as I go, "Well, what about like my coffee? What about my latte? What about all of that?" I'm talking about like real hydration, and I'm going to show you right now. Like I love this Aquala bottle, and I drink four of these a day
wow.
because it's like 32 ounce, I think, and that's why I try to monitor. Like I have to try to knock out 4 days, and I know that I'm getting the proper hydration. Also, like taking the right kind of supplements.
Mm,
Did you know that, like when we were talking about the omega, that it's really great for your brain, but it's also awesome for your skin.
mm.
So when you're over 50, I just went to my doctor yesterday, and he's like, "So, like, what are you taking?" I'm like, "I'm taking K2, G3, I'm taking my omegas, I'm taking my probiotics, I'm taking like," and he's like, "Oh, wow, that's a lot." I also have arthritis too, so I'm taking ginger, I'm taking, all of these like supplements. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's how you're able to look so young at your age. Okay. Now, Michelle, where do you think the future of skincare is going?
I think the future skincare is going. I think like in some of the devices that you're seeing, like I love the LED red light therapy and things like that. And of course, and given there's good and bad about it. So I think like pairing that and something a little bit more personalized. Like when you were talking about, oh, okay, what would you recommend? Well, all of us are really different, and some of us are on medication. Some of us are going through hormonal changes. Some of us are like going through really stress. So I think more like personalized skincare and also devices is going to be the generation of the future of beauty.
Okay, got it. And when it comes to your business, Amani Vegan Cosmetics, what is your vision for this business?
My vision is one person at a time. Because here's the thing that I look at it, the biggest compliment I get is not about like how much we spend on meta ads, but when someone refer Imani to a family, a friend, or a loved one, it makes my heart sing because that's like my whole entire purpose is that to create a product that is not irrelevant. I want to create products that can actually make you love your skin. And for me, that self-love, self-care center um, through what I feel about myself. And it took me a really long time to discover that because in my 20s, it was all about my ego, like what I'm doing, what I'm looking. My ultimate goal is that for every woman to really kind of feel beauty in their own way and doesn't have to wear a lot of makeup. And I think my biggest compliment was that my sister, okay, my Asian sister, okay, anyone Asian out there, and if you have a sibling and you have your mom, they're very blunt and they're very honest, all right? And my sister kept asking me, she's like, "Are you wearing foundation?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Are you sure?" She's like looking, and I'm like, okay, then my stuff is really working, and and so that's the whole thing. It's like I send you free products all the time, and you don't even use. And she's like, "Okay, now I'm paying attention because now she's in her 40s."
Mm,
Yeah,
okay. Well,
yeah.
very well said. Okay, well, Michelle, I do have one last question for you, but before I ask it, I do want to point people to your website at amani.com. Now, last question is, what does beauty mean to you?
Oh, I love this question. I think it means two things. Beauty is the exterior and the things that we see. right? Things that we choose to see, because it's so easy to criticize in our head, because everyone has that voice in our head, right? We can be smiling on the outside, but in the inside, we sometimes feel ugly, right?
Mhm.
And beauty is what you feel in your heart, right? And it's a love and it's about the moments. So it's just not about the exterior. It's about how we feel and our connection to the world and everything around us. That's beauty.
Very well said. Well, there you have it. Michelle sharing her expertise. So, Michelle, where can people learn more about your business, Amani Vegan Cosmetics?
Yeah, at the website's great. So the website starts with an EMANI.com. EMI. Yep. And so, yeah, you can actually email me, messages on Instagram at Imani Cosmetics on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, I'm still using Facebook, people, because people say Facebook is so passe. I'm from the Facebook generation. And then on TikTok, it's just Imani Vegan.
So, okay, well, Michelle, this is great. Thank you for coming on and thank you for sharing your message.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Daniel, and have a lovely, lovely weekend.
Thanks for listening to the Beauty Talk podcast. Any questions, please contact the practice directly with the contact information provided during the show. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.